This poor bastard is just trying to escape. He's like, look how scared he is. Hello everyone who's interested in learning how to commit algorithm Sudoku. I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths. And welcome back to the toothy grin of the icicle. Now, I am in the mood to do silly stuff in From the Depths. And to retreat into the comfort of just watching things blow each other up. And so, we're doing another tournament-y thing. In previous tournament-y type things, like, I'm not sure it counts as a full tournament. Is it really a tournament if people don't submit designs and it's just you grabbing things, like, out of a blueprints folder or something? I don't know. Anyway, someone suggested making my designs fight each other. So basically an internal, I throw my designs against each other and see what happens. So I thought to myself, you know what, the Pale Fleet is basically, it's had its run, it's been through a campaign or two or three. How many campaigns? I think it's just, it was Steel Sovereigns, and it was playtesting in my own custom campaign, Plutono, that it's done. But anyway, did okay. Not perfect, because for those of you who don't know, the Pale Fleet, as I call it, the gimmick is that the only structural materials I was allowed to use was alloy and wood. And I failed, because as it turns out, you do need things like heavy armor, and stuff like that around the more important parts of your craft, otherwise you're too squishy. So, this is very much a glass cannon-y fleet. By the way, that is an absolutely doofy material combination. I've mentioned that before, I do not recommend it. But anyway, we're gonna make all our stuff fight each other. So, over here, I have our spreadsheet, and I've just got a whole bunch of stuff, including the stuff that didn't actually get used in any campaign, just the failed designs, the retired designs, stuff like that. Especially down here. So it's like, this moment here is stuff that's either been retired or never saw the light of day. I don't even know if some of this stuff works. If it doesn't, well, we'll find out. But anyway, it's not actually that many things, but we've got a main bracket, we've got a loser's bracket, we'll fill that out. And this is going to be multiple episodes. I'm not going to commit... I don't know. I'm not going to commit Sudoku on myself this time by making a 3-hour damn video. That would be a bit too much. We're having fun here, so brace yourself for multiple episodes of this. And man, I hope someone is interested, because I'm interested. I think it'll be funny. Alright, so let's go hop over to the custom battle setup thingy and get that sorted. I will see you there. Okay, the first round. We've got the Crazy Sled tank against the Frost missile corvette. Now, the Frost is the starting vehicle for the Pale Fleet. Like, it was one of the very first ones I made. It's entirely wood, it has medium missiles, and at some point I duct-taped a laser onto it, simply because it needed extra help against small, fast things. And that was it. It's also got a spinny missile decoy on the back there, which kind of works and also doesn't. It is a hydrofoil. It is damn fast. I think it wiggles between 40 to I think 60 meters per second or something like that. But anyway, it is a wooden canoe, and it's not happy. It's frowning. In contrast, the Crazy Sled, and I rank this all in mathematical order. By the way, I think that thing might be spawning too low. That could be an issue. The Crazy Sled is one of the last things to ever get built for the Pale Fleet, because I needed something in Steel Sovereigns that could go on land. This thing was something I made for fun that turned out to be more effective than expected, and then I, well, made it. I just friggin', gunned for it, and so it's a ridiculously fast tank. It is not really a tank, it's a thrustercraft disguised as a tank. I think this thing might be spawned too low. Let's see if it can actually move. It cannot. Okay, so this thing is technically amphibious. So I'm going to spawn it. Just how spawn altitude? Let's make it spawn 5. 7. There we go. That should work. And go. There we go. So, the Crazy Sled is crazy, and it is armed with HESH shells. All it does is spam HESH, and it might actually be too fast. Nope, it's not too fast. You better not slow down, mate. Uh-oh. Right, so this is why your tank needs to be as amphibious... Whee! Oh, well, this also happens sometimes. Uh-oh. Oh, you better move, my friend, you better move. Well, this tournament has gotten off to a silly start. This is what happens when your tank isn't actually amphibious. It's technically amphibious. Well, there. I'm embarrassed. I made this thing. There's going to be a lot of, like, me being embarrassed, but at the same time, it is, actually managing to tank stuff, and it just blew this thing's head off. It might win anyway, because the Frosts, they're not really meant to go up against something that spams, is it air dead? It is air dead. My goodness. Whee! The Frosts are not really supposed to, like, fight stuff like this, so the Crazy Sled might just end up, like, winning just from default, assuming it doesn't get EMP'd or something. Yes, you can do it. You can get up out of the water. You can do it. You can't do it. You might be able to do it. It's AI dead. So, fun thing about the Crazy Sled, the AI is actually the turret. So, if you hit it in the back of the head with EMP, it will die. So, yeah, like, you can tell this thing was made in a hurry. If nothing else, this is a bit of a hint that you don't need perfect designs to do a campaign. That thing was made in about 5 minutes. That's my excuse. All right, then let's fill that out. So the Frost goes on. Wait, hold on. Let's just do this. I darn near forgot. I was like, okay, so bracket 1, and we're just going to. Everyone subscribe to see formatting, right? So bracket 1, bracket 2, and yep. Okay, so the Frost carries on. Crazy Sled loses horribly, so it gets colored red, and it goes down to the losers bracket. I wasn't actually expecting that to do that badly. Maybe... Nope. Too late. We're doing it. Okay, the next fight is the Frostdrake versus the Hailstone. I think the Hailstone's going to win this one. Because it's space cheese, and the Frostdrake is not space cheese. So, yeah, brace yourselves for that. See you soon. So here we are. We have some delicious space cheese. The Hailstone was, again, one of the earliest things. And this was... my ill-advised attempt at making a little space bomber, and there's two reasons why this is a bad idea. Firstly, this thing's horribly inefficient. It has too many steam jets and eats too much money. Secondly, it has a horrible habit of missing with its missiles. Thirdly, hint for anyone making YouTube content or from the depths, people don't like to see spacecraft do stuff. There's just general prejudice against it, and people don't like to see it. So yeah, like, I made mistakes, so you can not make mistakes. The Frostdrake was, again, this thing was made in a hurry. I do like the look of this, but this is a kind of improvised, like, tank hunter. It's meant to, like, trundle along over land and, like, shoot tanks in the head. And I don't know if it can even hit the Hailstones at all, so this is going to be a silly, silly fight. I also hope that the Hailstones actually spawned high enough to do what they do. They should be able to get to their altitude pretty easily. Anyway, let's go. Alright, so let's see. Also, the Frostdrake's main defense is, well, the Frostdrake's main defense is a spinny thing. Alright, yeah, nope, it's gonna lose. It's gonna lose badly. Yep, nope, it can literally not aim at these. I'm gonna speed this whole fight up, actually. Or maybe I should just cancel it right now. But I do kind of want to see this thing disintegrate, because I think it'll be funny. This is why you need defense in all directions, darn it. Yeah, this is an ass-kicking. Also quite nice to know that the Hailstones can hit targets. The Hailstone's not bad, it's not as good, it's just not as good as it could be. Anyway, this is absolute murder, so everyone enjoy this. And she's AI dead. And that answers the question I was going to have, which was, do the hailstones have enough, do they have enough firepower? And it turns out they have sufficient firepower to kill a frost drake. So, there you go. I'm starting to suspect that a lot of these designs are bad. Because when you make stuff in a hurry, that's exactly what happens. So, frost drake goes down to the loser's bracket. It's going to face the crazy sled. And it is now red for dead. And we get to see the hailstone versus the frost in a little while. Alright, next is the husky versus the ice wind. And by the way, the ice current, which is the torpedo bomber version, isn't in this tournament because there's slightly too many things that are just immune to torpedoes. Same with the resource gatherers. I did select a little bit. Anyway, going to set that up right now. See you soon. Oh, what silliness lurks in my blueprint folder. So, the Icewind, famously or infamously, is one of the best damn bombers I've ever made in my life. It is a very simple premise of you drive fast in circles around the enemy while lobbing large missiles at them. And I do have to say, I do get one small cookie for the idea of having, like, gantry missiles, well, what do you call that gantry again? I actually don't remember. That's embarrassing. Anyway, it pokes all the way through the craft, so the missiles can be extra long. Tee-hee. I'm smart, I think. And, yeah, really successful. And the Husky was yet another bloody... there were a lot of craft in this campaign which were kind of an emergency, like, oh, damn it, I don't have anything that goes over land well and doesn't kill tanks fast enough. So, this is another hash spammer. Basically, a lot like I guess in terms of design philosophy, a lot like the Crazy Sled, except a little bit more restrained, and yeah, it just drives around at close range and like pelts things with HESH shells. So yeah, that's literally all it is. I don't think the Huskies are going to do well here. They're not great against fast targets. They have rather slow shells. But anyway, let's see what happens. Nope, they're not going to win this one. However, I think they might actually be... They're almost fast enough to catch up with the Ice Winds, assuming they don't try and make puppies on the battlefield. That's a little bit embarrassing, boys. And they have missile interceptors, but definitely not enough. Also, I went with the OG Icicle, by the way, and not the Incendiary variant. That thing's just dead. Oh well. Well, yep, no, the Huskies aren't winning this one. The Huskies are too specialized. And the Ice Winds, I think these designs have had a lot more work put on them, and they're also a lot more meta. It's literally just throw large missiles from a safe distance. And the fact that the Huskies are also going to be trying to drive towards them, which means they're heading straight towards the missiles, not great. These things are tank hunters. Uh-oh. Yep, nope, and AI dead, there you go, EMP. I have not been using EMP a lot recently because the metal fleet that I'm working on doesn't use it, which is entirely just a silly self-imposed challenge. Yes, what you're seeing in there, I think, is that pure autoloader APS? I think it is. Please forgive me, APS gods. Please forgive me, APS. The fact that they actually managed to, like, land any damage whatsoever on the Ice Winds is actually amazing. I didn't think they would be able to land any shots on them at all. And this is also a point in which your design should be able to defend themselves against each other. Because this matchup, if I'd spent more time on the Husky, I think I could possibly have made it a little bit better. A little bit of a... Yeah, and like, in case you're wondering, this one was originally meant to be a land-based vehicle, and then it didn't work very well, and then I said, well, bugger it, let's give it a plain AI and custom jets. It's dead. Oh, it is dead. Oh, somebody call the SPCA, because this is animal abuse. These dogs were slaughtered needlessly and cruelly. Alright, so that was, the good news is that this tournament's going really fast, because the Pale Fleet is a combination of really good designs, if I do say so myself, and really terrible ones. So, the Icewind goes there, the Husky goes down here, and read it out, because it's dead. Red for dead. Alright, next is the Icicle Battlecruiser. By the way, I'm trying to... You probably can already tell by seeing how long this is. But we're going for about an hour per episode. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll edit them all together. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, the Icicle, I think, is going to be one of the things that wins this whole damn thing, simply because that is the most versatile craft in the whole ding-dang fleet. So we'll see how it does against a whole bunch of snowboarders. So, as I was spawning these guys in, as I was setting this up, it occurred to me that in the long and illustrious career of the Icicle, there's one particularly notable thing about her. She eats she eats planes in general for breakfast. I wasn't keeping track of, like, her overall kill count during the campaign she's been in, but planes are definitely one of the things that she is really, really good at shooting down. If you fly at this thing in a straight line, you are begging to get, what are you going to get? Well, you're going to get Sabot Frag from the main gun, you're going to get AP Heat from the two secondary guns, which are also Seawiz. There's high velocity diff guns, and there's a laser, just as well. Meanwhile, over here, the snowboarders are pretty good air superiority fighters. I think they're a little bit too bloated in terms of cost and size, because they're trying to do too many things at once. They have lasers, they have APS, and they have missiles, and they have basically no armor to speak of. So this is a big, chunky target. They did okay, but honestly, the newer, like, just purely focusing on laser, like, the air superiority craft I use nowadays are better. The Icicle's going to slaughter these guys, I think. It's not going to go well for them, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Both of these things gave excellent service, and they're also kind of difficult to hit. So we'll have to see. Maybe I will be surprised. Yep, so flying directly over them is a bad idea. Yep, that one is definitely having a bad day. Yep. What happened to you? Lots of holes, but yep, that thing's flying funny now. Although the Seawiz is being a little bit distracted. Yeah, the missiles on the snowboarders are nothing to write home about. Really? Is that what they're... I think they're not supposed to do attack runs over targets larger than them. They're supposed to do U-turns, and I think they are doing that. It's just that collision avoidance is a bit of a bummer. Yep, that's an issue right there. This thing just took a big shot to the back. They're lasting longer than I thought they would, honestly. Like a lot longer than I thought they would. It never occurred to me to test to see how well these snowboarders would do against an Icicle. It's interesting. Also, that diff Seawiz shoot is like such a waste to shoot at medium missiles, but I think those are small missiles, actually. What the hell? Yeah, the Icicle has lost less than 1% health, and oh gods, I forgot that the snowboarders repair each other. Well, they repair themselves, and they're actually pretty good at repairing themselves. That being said, there's only so much you can repair yourself, and yep, okay, nope, it's just gotten chunks taken out of it. I think they don't actually have that many repair bots on them. I think they only have like 2. Oh wow, that one got this one. Whoops! Ah, terrible cameramanship. Well, if nothing else, these things are lasting longer than the Steel Sovereign's planes. So, yep, everyone's repairing. I did not remove the repair bots. That possibly was not my smartest move. Is this guy going to die? I don't know if he's going to die. Whee! I think part of the problem is because the snowboarder is so flat and there's basically no armor that any kind of AP shots just kind of go straight through it without doing that much. Yep. What was it? Like, I think, what was that thing that's like the YF-22 or whatever it is? Anyway, the snowboarder has been compared to a fat version of, like, some experimental plane. Also, part of the problem with the snowboarders, by the way, is that APS and the laser is horribly inaccurate, so you have problems with having aimed weapons on something that drives like crazy, is that it ruins the accuracy of it. Oh, wow. The diff gun's actually... No, that was the main gun that landed that. And holy crap, that pole arm is actually... Well, it kind of held up well. That thing is about to flop into the water and die. Yep, this thing's gonna slow down, and yep, that thing is going to disintegrate. Yep, no, goodbye. This is why you don't want to present your wide bits to the enemy. It allows them to shoot you really easily. Yep, this snowboarder is not long for this world. Hey, I did? Yep, there we go, there's one snowboarder. How's the icicle doing? She's just kind of getting scratch damage. This is actually a good example to show how, like, broadsiders are technically better against, like, I don't know, in theory they are better against swarms of enemies because they're just kind of armed and armored on all sides. They have less obvious flanking potential on them. That being said, that depends on what exactly is swarming them. If it is, for instance, like a whole bunch of drill nukes, that's not gonna go well, is it? I also was kind of disappointed with the main gun on the icicle. It's not bad, but it's always the secondary guns that seem to steal the show. You missed! You missed, you fool. Oh my god, those diff guns almost let rip. That's actually another reason for the Icicle's success, is because, like, just having diff guns doesn't need to be the main armament. It's technically just an opening alpha shot. Yeah, and the fact that the Icicle keeps moving around, the damage is being spread out along the entire hull. Very handy. That snowboarder just took a massive shot straight through the middle. Yep, nope, that's down she goes. She's doing flippies. She's doing a flip. I have to say the snowboarders actually did much better than I thought they would here. Like, I've used them a lot, and they have taken on ships and airships and all kinds of stuff. And generally, it's hit scan weapons that they really struggle with. This thing doesn't have scuttle settings. Is it going to get stuck in space? Probably. It's gonna get stuck in space. It's gonna get stuck in space. What's happening to this guy? He's not stuck in space yet. Whee! I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys, but I am having a good time. It's also, I just realized, I thought, like, oh no, I didn't set a timer. It's like, we're in the custom battle simulator thingy. There's a timer built in. It's built into my standard setup here. Yep, there go laser components. This guy's not doing well. I think the main gun's just ripped something to pieces. Yep. Don't be fooled by the decos. This thing has exposed laser components. Yeah, honestly, I should have made 3 different fighters and spawned them in a squad, because this is trying to do too many things at once. Too many things at once. 3 many things at once. APS, missiles, and... what was the other thing? Laser. A little bit much. Where's that other guy? What, is he stuck in space still? Where are you? Yep, he's stuck in space. He's in the last place that the Icicle will look for him, which is spies. Whoops. That would have been so cool if the diff guns had hit there. Yeah, well, the Icicle is doing that thing that the Icicle does best, which is maul planes horribly. I think the timer's going to run out, actually. There's only 10 minutes per round here, and it's sudden death, elimination. Oh, that thing is... ooh, yep. Well then, that's another problem with the snowboarders, because they have so many exposed and delicate components, and expensive components. They tend to be really expensive to repair and replace, which is not ideal. Not ideal at all. The hell was that? I think the main guns actually landed a shot, which was impressive. Whoops! Diff gun does what it does best. Yeah, my money is currently on the icicle. I'm looking at what else there's only like 2 other things that can possibly like take on the icicle and win, I think. Maybe, actually, maybe the ice ones will do it. Are you below 80% health and sinking? It doesn't actually matter because now you are firmly in icicle range. You're gonna get a lot of icicles right up your booty. Booty, 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 booty. Coffee is good. Right, where's that other fella? Okay, this is gonna take approximately 3 billion years to finish. So let's just watch the icicle work. Whistle while you work. The icicle's a jerk. She's not a jerk. She's gorgeous. We love her. At least I do. You can love her if you want to. Three, 2, 1. Time's up! Well then, the icicle very obviously won that one, although I gotta say, snowboarders did a lot better than I thought they would. I kinda thought they would get shot down like really quickly, but I might have forgotten just how evasive they are. So, cool. Icicle, just the paint has been scratched. I don't think any essential systems were damaged whatsoever. Oh, nope! This guy got slightly disabled right there. Guns are all looking absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. Even the laser and the diff seawers over there is doing absolutely fine. Yep, just surface damage. Just surface damage. Icicle's doing grand. Alright, so Icicle, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, goes on, is actually going to fight the Icewind. Ooh, exciting. Snowboarder actually gets banished down to the losers bracket, in which it's going to beat up the Husky hover tank. The Husky is not going to last long in this tournament, I don't think. So, Snowboarder, that is red. Red rhymes with dead and Fred. And I think we're just going to do this bracket here. And that will be a nice video, won't it? Why is the Snowboarder Gunfighter on here twice? I am an idiot. Hang on a second, I need to fix my spreadsheet here. Oh boy, brace yourselves, this is a big one. So, I have successfully fixed my spreadsheet, and the next fight is a bit of a doozy, and it's not going to go well for the thing on the right here. This is the Avalanche. The Avalanche was my attempt at a capital ship for the Pale Fleet, and I think it looks really cool. Like, I did more effort into the aesthetics than I usually do, honestly. And, it was a failure. It was too big, it was too expensive, couldn't do what its cost was. There were a number of just errors with that. One of the biggest ones being that the main guns are basically square over the center of mass, and is the highest point on the ship, so the main gun gets disabled first. If any of the weapons get disabled, it's the main gun. Learn from my stupid mistakes. Don't put stuff in the middle of your ship high up if it's the main weapon. That's just not a smart idea. And, yeah, the lasers are vibes because they're self-contained lasers, which are bad, even though I really like making them. And, yeah, there are some things I like about it. Messing with the Avalanche is how I figured out the propeller trick, in which propellers don't actually collide with the ground if their actual block, their hitbox, is not poking down there. So this thing is technically amphibious. It's very nice. It doesn't make up for the fact that it's still, it's not fast enough or evasive enough to evade the things that it really needs to evade. So it's going to have a bad time, I think, against this, which is a smaller but much more successful design. This is Snowman Gary. So, there's a story behind Gary. Gary the Monitor was a ship, a bit of a meme ship, honestly, in my wood canoe playthrough of Niter, literally years ago. I wasn't sure what to call this frickin' cram cannon with a huge missile strapped to it, so I asked chat, this was a live stream, and they said call it Gary. Somebody suggested that, I don't remember who, but whoever they were a genius, and so Gary has, well, that was the original Gary, and then there was an upgraded Gary for the Caravonian Rebellion. That Gary suffered a lot, unfortunately, and now we have Snowman Gary. It is a front-siding cram thing that spams missiles. It's got a bunch of missiles, and probably one of the better-looking superstructures I've ever made, honestly. Rather doofy. I don't remember why that's there. I think that's just extra protection. Anyway, so I think the Garys are going to clobber the Avalanche, but I'm interested to see if the Avalanche can actually manage to kill at least one Gary. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how it would do. This is also going to be a laggy fight because the Avalanche is a big girl. Let's see if... Oh dear. A lot of those crams did done miss, and the Avalanche does have Diff Seawers. Nice purple. I do like the lasers. Like, the idea behind the Avalanche, I like it. But unfortunately... Yep, and this is a problem with making a big fat glass cannon. Glass cannons need to be evasive. If they're not evasive, they don't do very well. And this is 4 frontsiders against a single broadsider, which is not ideal, by the way. What just happened? There's a lag spike right there. What happened? I don't know. Something happened. I think it's just there's a lot of stuff happening. Is that laser doing anything? It's actually doing a lot now I think about it. So the funny thing about the Pale Alloy Fleet, they're kind of laser vulnerable, because Alloy is decent against fire. It's not great. And, just how fast is the Avalanche again? This thing is just fast enough to dodge crams when it's, getting to a distance. So, let's see. The health-wise, the Team Gary is winning. And if the Avalanche focuses down the Garys one by one, it is, in fact, focusing down the Garys one by one. Also, again, Azusa, I love this missile deco and I use it all over the place. Let's see here. Whee! Also, this kind of, like, strut deco is weirdly good at just, like, stopping initial volleys of stuff. Yeah, the Avalanche just lost... Okay, no, it's losing health quick. What happened back here? Oh, it lost a, what was that? I think that was a fuel, compartment. Whee! Alright, so... Which is the most injured Gary? I think this is the most injured Gary. Honestly, the Avalanche's best bet is to get the Garys to collide with each other. Also, we're in degraded mode, so it would be nice to see if crams ever get fired again. Let's try and follow a cram in and see what happens to it. Ah. Yes, that's what happened to it. In degraded mode, cram cannons can be a little bit difficult to see what's happening. Oh no, that's getting in deep. Oh yeah, nope, the Avalanche is not going to survive this. Yep. Nope. This is why I say it. Like, I am these days not a huge believer in huge craft, especially if they're surface vessels. Just because, like, a whole bunch of, like, properly made, specialized, medium-sized craft, you control them. You can counter them. It works. These guys, you simply must not do that. Are you repairing each other? Yep. Yes, you are. Gary is a team player. Gary has repair bots. Gary has rams on the front, so if Gary rams her friends... His friends? It tends to be a bit of a problem. Sizzle, sizzle. I should have made those 1Q lasers, honestly. I'm not sure why I didn't. Yeah, the Avalanche is, like, really copping it. Yep, this is what I mean, is, like, the Avalanche is a little bit too vulnerable to cram cannons, which is a bit of a problem. Bit of a problem, yes. Yeah, no, she ain't winning this. It's less than 2 minutes and she's down 20% health. Not a single Gary dip below 90% health. This is a showcasing of why a giant glass cannon is kind of a stupid idea outside of a tournament. Technically, this is a tournament. And by the way, in case you're wondering how we're doing this, it is roughly equivalent material cost. Them's the rules. That's what we do. How many blocks is this? Yeah, the avalanche is ridiculous. It's almost 50,000 blocks. Big fat thing. Yep, and Diffsy was doing something, but not enough. Crams do those incendiary crams are actually like, they are nasty as hell. Nasty, nasty. I'm not sure why I was expecting maybe the Avalanche might dominate the losers bracket, that's for sure. But that's because the losers bracket is full of losers, did you know? Lots of frickin' losers in the losers bracket. Infamously so. Whee! Degraded mode, my old friend. 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 Degraded. I'm just rambling now. It would be nice to get out of degraded mode so we can actually see the damage to that. Yep! That gun's... Oh, wow! For once it wasn't the main gun that was disabled. You can see this, like, really half-assed attempt at armoring up here to try and keep that main gun safe, and it just does not work. It does not work. The location is bad. You can flood-proof your house as much as you want, but if you build it below a certain level, when the tide comes in, it's going to flood. That is a beautiful analogy for the failure that is the Avalanche. Yeah. It's oh, by the way, all of these craft are up on the workshop, so if you reckon you can turn the Avalanche into something good, be my guest. I would love to see that. I think someone was working on that, all credit to them. I wonder how well they got along. That is the ammunition compartment. That is going to explode. The ammunition compartment, did you know, is well known for exploding. Yep, that is a bad time for the Avalanche. The superstructure isn't even as nice as... basically, the Avalanche was originally an attempt to basically make a much bigger, meaner version of the Icicle, but it turns out the Icicle, that size it is ideal for the materials it is made of and what it's supposed to do, and messing with that formula, it just doesn't work out very well. Maybe I should have made the, maybe I could, like, remove most of the turrets on the Avalanche and make it into a pure missile thing. That could be fun. That could be fun, and then just has, like, ridiculously strong lasers. That could be funny. None of the Garys are below 90% health. This is why front-siders are so amazingly good. I think most of the cram cannons are still fine. And the armoring on Gary isn't even that great. It's just, you know, alloy wedge spam of all things. Kablooey! Whee! EMP, incendiary... Bernie Sanders. Yep, that looked very painful. That looked very painful indeed. I actually also tried to make like a capital ship for the Pale Fleet, but again, making something mostly out of alloy and wood does not work well with a cram brawler, which is why I don't think there's really... Well, I say that. Gary does just fine. Never mind, I lied. But Gary is Gary, alright? Gary's cool. Gary is, like, there is sodomy happening here. Gary! Cease and desist. Like, you're celebrating your victory a little bit too early, guys. Doing butt stuff. On the internet, how dare you. Yep, and the Avalanche is despawning. Yep, I'm not sure what I was expecting. The Avalanche is, not good. She is, in fact, bad. Gary, on the other hand, is very good. Gary is very nice. I really should just reskin Gary and, like, have Metal Gary in the Metal Fleet. Because Gary is just that good. I could even, like, take two Garys and duct tape them together and have double Gary. That would be pretty good. That would be great, in fact. Never underestimate just, like, having cram cannons and throwing large missiles at something. It is a real To be fair, I think, well, not to be fair, the Avalanche is like a giant white turd of a vehicle. Gary is kind of, like, set up to be like a capital ship killer. She's actually damn good. He is actually damn good at, like, killing big stuff. So, fortresses and, like, just all kinds of stuff. Gary's really good at it. Itchy nose. Itchy nose! And there goes the Avalanche. Literally a giant waste of time. Literally giant waste of time. Giant ships, not a good idea. Difference between an effective giant thing is whether it can bounce up and down or not, because that is, that determines whether it survives getting shot at by cram cannons or not. It's fun to watch her disintegrate, though. It takes a long time. Yeah, I did end up using heavy armor, and they're like real, not pale fleet material, honestly. Ah, dear. Oh, dearie, dearie me. It is very warm in this room. It is very warm in this room. I can't think straight. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Well, don't mind me. I'm just going to start doing things on my spreadsheet. Oh, yeah. The ducts were an attempt to save on block count. It kind of worked, and it kind of didn't. All right, so... Snowman Gary, winner's bracket to the surprise of no one. Avalanche battlecruiser, down to the loser's bracket with ye. And Avalanche is now red. And now we have a very silly fight. It is Space Bomber versus Space Bomber. This is going to be very stupid. A lot of these fights are stupid, let's be honest. Okay then, is everyone ready for space silliness? Because over here we have the Ice Pellet. Disgraced younger brother of the... What the hell was it called? Of the Hailstone missile bomber. It's exactly the same, it just uses small missiles, which means it does a hell of a lot less damage. Why did I bother? And over here is the Comet. A bigger, meaner version, well, supposedly meaner. A bigger version of the space bombers you've seen previously, except it's big and slow, much easier to hit. It has a laser that does almost nothing. It's got large missiles, and I think the Ice Pellets are actually going to win simply because they're harder to hit. But this thing does have a laser. Both of these craft are going to try and get above each other, and but maybe let's see who runs out of materials first. Let's go. So maybe the ice... Yeah, this thing burns through materials like absolute crazy. Oh boy, this is gonna be a weird fight. I think the Comet is just gonna win by virtue of having a chin laser, although one of them is now above it. Like, neither of these craft are actually very good at shooting fast targets, so this might be another one I'll have to speed up a lot. All of them are now above her. Oh my god, they're actually landing hits. They're landing hits bit by bit. And this thing's made of wood. Oh no. Yeah, the Comet's not very good. It is not a very good craft. Oh yeah, that laser doubles as C-Wiz, which basically means the Comet's not winning this one. Right, dear. This could take a long time. This could take a long time. Why did I think this was a good idea? I do not know. I do not know. I do not know. I do not know. I thought this was a good idea. Alright, so it has been over 5 minutes, and neither team has actually managed to damage each other in any significant way. One of the Ice Pellets occasionally gets zapped with the laser, but then it repairs the damage immediately. And as you can see, those small missiles just cannot get through the missile interceptors that the Comet is spewing out. So it is actually a draw. And I've got to be honest with you, I did not expect to see any draws in this tournament, but here you go. So, here's the plan. Here is the plan. The plan is, I'm going to call it there because my sanity cannot take it. And both of these guys go onto the winner's bracket, and hopefully they'll get booted down to the losers bracket eventually. So, Comet goes there, Ice Pellet goes there, and so they will not be fighting each other. Hopefully they never fight each other again. I really hope they never fight each other again. It's going to be... And I'm going to color them yellow, because yellow is the color of pee, and drawing is like peeing? Oh, I don't know. I don't freaking know. Leave me alone. Anyway, so next is the microcrystal versus the snow troll, and if you don't remember these things, don't worry. Neither did I. Okay then, this is going to be goofy as hell. So, over here on the right, we have the microcrystal. This thing never saw active service, because it was too expensive, and too expensive to run. It was gimmicky. I did not know really how to use particle cannons properly, and it shows. These particle cannons are on 2-axis turrets. I think the design is really cool. The problem is, it just doesn't work too well. These packs are too small, they're overclocked, so they eat too much energy, so most of the whole length of this is just like electricity production, injector engines, steam engines, stuff like that, so it's just horribly, horribly inefficient. And, this thing over here is not much better. The snow trail was, I was shooting for CNC 3 stealth tank, but winter edition, but, the comments, somebody in the comments pointed out that I tried to make a tank that was a Reliant Robin. So, yeah, I don't know who's going to win here. I think the snow trails are just going to spam missiles, so it does. And unlike the frickin' Crazy Sled, the snow trail is actually amphibious. It also has a very high center of gravity, which means that when going up a hill, it tends to flip over. Hence why it's retired. Let's go! Can you frickin' move? Yes, you can. Are you gonna fire, though? Oh, dear. It has range limits on that. Also, this has a bunch of interceptors. This thing might slaughter this thing might slaughter them. Oh, dear. That's a problem. Oh, dear. Yep. Oh, yeah, I forgot there's a lambs on here. Yep, nope. Okay, so the microcrystal is, as it turns out, it's just fine and dandy against small, crappy things. It is burning through materials, like, insanely quickly, though, so, yep, well, it's already won, even if it doesn't kill anything else. Also, staggered fire on the particle cannons. I thought it was cool. I thought that was very cool. Yep. Oh, wow, you didn't die from that. My goodness. You did get your turret blown off, though. Yep, so this thing's got little ion engines, it's got little propellers and stuff like that. Very goofy little vehicle, honestly. Better on water than on land, even though it is slower. I'm trying to remember if the microcrystal uses EMP. I don't think it actually does. Anyway, yeah, this tournament is doofy as hell because a lot of Pale Fleet designs, they're actually not very good. There's like a few really good ones, and there's a bunch of crappy ones. Kablooey! How did that one snow trail get like AI did it? This is what happens when I try and make something that isn't a canoe, by the way. It doesn't go well. Let's see, who's currently burning through material faster? You know what would be a good idea is if you didn't miss so much. Oh, this guy's driving. Oh, I was like, oh no. I don't think the microcrystal has taken like chip damage, and that's it. Also, yeah, duct spam again, not a good idea. Don't do that. Ducts are actually kind of inefficient armor unless they're heavy armor ducts. And yeah, honestly, we can do that. There, I did. Kablooey. It's almost like this thing was not designed to go. I kind of want to have a go at the microcrystal again, now that I'm slightly better with particle cannons, now that people have given me good advice. The advice is simple. Don't go nuts on the focus. You don't need to. It's not worth it. Kablooey. Also, I am a sucker for explosive pack. Don't ask me why, I just kind of am. I just like blowing things up. Also, this thing just has kind of like missile interceptor turrets duct taped all over it. Very ad hoc, very, See, that is kind of cool, I have to admit. I like that. That is kind of cool. It's just that this thing burns through material so fast, man. It's not optimized. It just so happens it's fighting something that's even less optimized. Whee! I don't think the snow trails have actually managed to kill... Well, they've barely managed to do any damage whatsoever. So here's a fun idea. What actually would make a good amphibious tank? Like, amphibious tanks are like, alright, seriously, you could just put wheels on the underside of a boat and call it a day, but how well would it handle hills? What is a good... Like, there's not really... Like, in the base game, in Neater and in Ashes of the Empire, there's not really any amphibious vehicles, per se. That's why in Platona I was so keen to have a whole faction that focuses on amphibious vehicles. Oh, you're shooting over there now. This poor bastard is just trying to... He's just trying to escape. He's like, look how scared he is. I do like the little eyeballs I put on my craft. That is quite fun. Honestly, this team of, like, snow trails is burning through materials, like, only a little bit more slowly than the microcrystal is. And yeah, the naming theme was just kind of like ice, snow, weather, I guess. Are you AI dead? Yes, you are. Alright, note to self. You keep your brains in your arse, and so when your arse gets blown off, you die. Alright then. The microcrystal is actually repairing itself. It's almost back up to 100% health. Alright, so I'm going to zoom way the hell out, and we're going to speed this up a little bit, because we know how this is going to end. Ah, boy. Yay! But I'm going to zoom in on whatever the microcrystal is shooting at, because that's fun. Oh no, don't you dare prolong this! What are you doing? And time! So, well, the snow trails got absolutely annihilated. And the microcrystal is back up to 100% health because it repaired what little damages. I completely forgot this thing had a lambs on it. Blow me down. Those lambs nodes are in a terrible location, by the way. They do get blown off pretty quickly. But that changes it. The ice pellets are going to die because as bad as the microcrystal is, it is actually pretty good at shooting straight up. That is its main job. Alright, the snow trail goes down to the loser's bracket. Oh, you poor bastard, you're fighting the avalanche. You poor, poor sod. Alright, and let's do that, and now we've got another silly fight between two things. The original space cheese and, very weak space cheese. Oh boy, I'm probably gonna have to fast forward this one as well. Here we go! Alright, I hope everyone is ready for a really dumb space fight. Over here, I believe this is the Stormbolt. This was one of the first the idea behind this was a pack bomber that just would be a good starter vehicle because it would just be, I don't know, just, you know, a good emerging response, could handle anything. The truth is, because that pack does so little damage, because I'm bad at particle cannons, or at least I was even worse when I made this, it is equally bad against everything, so not worth it, bruv. And over here, the Winter Beam was an attempt to make something hit scan that was a little bit better, except that laser is tiny and also does almost no damage. So, yeah, this is going to be something stupid against something bad. You can decide which one is which. So, here we go. I think my money is on the Winter Beam, because it doesn't need to be, like, over the top of something in order to shoot it. Yep, Winter Beam is in fact going to win this, because, funny thing about the Stormbolt, it has to be directly over the top of something. The Winter Beam does not. Actually, hold on. You silly Billy, you've allowed the pack bomber to get directly over the top of you. That's not very smart. That is not very smart at all. Although the winter beam... This is more exciting than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I mean, both of these things have lousy damage output, but both of these things are literally made of wood. Huh, the Stormbolt is not even missing a single shot, and that lasers do more. This is why I prefer lasers over particle cannons. Because lasers are like, you know, they are amazingly cheaper and oh my god. Ha! This was much faster than I thought it would be. It turns out the winter beam is good at this. What the hell? When the hell did the winter beam get good at shooting things? I guess, well then. Well, I need to stop talking so much smack then. Best kind of interceptor is just a fast thing with a laser duct tape to it. So that's it. That's the first bracket of the main thing. And like, wow. What if I feel good ending on that. So the winter beam goes on, and because that's all full up, it's going to hop over into bracket 3, which I'm going to put over there. Over there, like so, and it gets to fight whoever wins over here. And the Stormbolt, piece of nonsense, gets to go over here in the losers bracket, and I need to fix all this as well. Okay, awesome! Well, that's the first episode. I hope you liked it. I liked it, apart from, like, the more doofy things that happened in it. Hang on, let's just do this while we're here. Ta-da! That's bracket 3. We need to correct it. Correct. Okay then. Let's look at the winter beam a little bit. It is interesting to see that, like, some of the losers get a little bit of redemption. Well, not the losers. Retired or, like, just unused craft. They're getting a little bit of redemption. That's quite nice. I do like that. I do like that a lot. So I think next episode we're going to work our way through the remaining fights of the main bracket. Because we did a lot of fights today. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Let's look at the winter beam for a while. Okay, so I hope you like this. This is a weird thing to do, but a kind of a valuable thing to do. It's I get to look back on what I've done: the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the ugly again, and especially the canoe. I cannot escape the canoe. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Like at the lowest tier, access to a Patreon-exclusive Discord. At the medium tier, I will review your craft for you. Like, I'll have a look over it and give you feedback and encouragement. And at the highest tier, I'll even build craft for you, or draw pictures for you, whichever one you prefer. Do check out my other channels and my Twitch, because currently, that definitely won't date this recording, we're doing a playtest of the custom campaign myself and my community are doing. And it's great fun. There's a lot of silliness. Well, it's from the depths. There will always be silliness. And the winter beam is going to keep an eye on you, so you should definitely remember to watch every video, because otherwise this eyeball will judge you. Sweet dreams! Farewell! Is it just me, or does this whole thing's vibe just seem kind of anxious and awkward? It's probably the way it moves, and that eyeball that is filled with fear, honestly.